I take a moment now to tune in to the group mind of planetary ascension. As I tune into this group mind, I find that many of the members of Ascension are not human. There are, of course, the wonderful cetaceans, the whales and the dolphins, the keepers of the water, who work in tandem with humans, who are the keepers of the land. There are the wonderful birds that soar the sky and fill the sky with their love of life and their freedom and their innocence. And not all birds are innocent, but they are wise with keen eyes that can see very far and from a very high perspective. And I see all the animals that walk the land and how they live at one with the land. And I see the land. I see the mountains and the valleys and the rivers and the lakes and the cities and all of the plants, the beautiful plants of Gaia's body that serve us all. And I see the people of Earth, the keepers of the land. They're awakening now. They're awakening like they never did before. They are loving themselves and taking responsibility for the reality that they are finally realizing that they are creating. And just as we are realizing that we are creating our daily life, we realize that we are creating our own new earth, and we are creating the frequency of ourself that can perceive that frequency of reality, the frequency of new earth that always was. For whatever resonates to the fifth dimension and beyond always was, for it is free of time. It is the time-bound thinking that so traps us in our third-dimensional world. It tells us that we have to hurry. It tells us that we don't have time to do this. It tells us that we can't be more than one person at a time. We can't be in more than one place at a time. It tells us that we have many limitations and that we're separate from each other, from the land, from the sea, from the sky, from the animals, from the plants. That thinking is a lie. It is an illusion. It is part of the third dimensional holographic reality. We have made that holographic reality real. And it is real because we have made it real, because we are great creators. We are multidimensional beings. And more years than ever we could count, we decided to create a planet with very diverse life. We created a planet with waters, with deserts, with mountains, with valleys, with trees, with myriad plants, jungles, meadows, oceans, rivers, rain. We created a planet with myriad forms of life. Insects, fish, animals, birds, and people. Humanoids, many forms of humanoids. And over Gaia's long, long millions of years of incarnation. She has been the schoolroom. She has been the mother for many civilizations who came to learn. They came to learn about having form on a planet. They were new civilizations then. The Palladians were here, the Arcturians were here, the Arcturians were here, the Syrians were here, the Andromedans were here. Some came to visit, and some stayed for a very long time. Like us, they went through their growth spurts, and many of them dominated over, for they had not yet discovered their power within, and many of them used the force of destruction rather than the force of construction. But Gaia, great mother that she always was, somehow she pulled herself together, she healed herself, and invited yet another group to come and learn and grow. And Gaia now is complete. She is complete with her experience of being a third-dimensional planet. She is ready to fold up that hologram and take all that she has learned, all that she has known, all that she has been, back into the one of the now, back into the fifth-dimensional expression of herself. And being the wonderful mother that she is, she wants to bring everyone, every person, every place, every blade of grass, every leaf from every tree, every pebble on every beach and in every mountain, every animal, every insect, every person. She has been waiting for the perfect time, and that time is very close now. She has been waiting for the time where there was enough cosmic power that she could make this leap. And she has waited for the time where there was enough unity on her planet so that all of the humans, the keepers of the land, and all of the cetaceans, the keepers of the water, and all of the animals and paths and places could join into one powerful being and take that leap, that quantum shift into the fifth-dimensional expression of being Gaia, which is being all the beings on the body of our great Mother Earth. Humans have the greatest challenge, for we have gone into the deepest sense of separation. We are separate, not only from other people, but separate from the land, separate from the sea, separate from the animals and the plants. And that separation made us believe that we were limited. We were limited in that we had to place our spiritual power away, far away, high above, up in a place far away called heaven, nirvana, many names. But it was far away, and it was ruled by a God being far away. Once, the more primitive or ancient cultures believed in the goddess, believed in Gaia, and they worshipped Gaia. But as we went into our greatest individuality, we were so separate from Earth that we wanted to tame her because we had the need to have power over. And in our taming of Gaia, we created such destruction. And now, as we are awakening, we are realizing that we have made a mistake. And fortunately, because Gaia, who is a wonderful mother, who loves us unconditionally, we can begin to forgive ourselves. And fortunately, because we have realized that God is another word for the one, and it isn't a he of one gender, and he doesn't live far away in some distant place, we have learned that God is the one, and we are the one. We are God. We are the one. And it is here, it is now, within us. For as humanity has awakened, we have learned that within us we are one. That outside has been the place where we have played. It has been the place where we have learned. And now we are learning that even inside and outside is yet another form of separation, for all is one. And we are one. And as one great planetary being, we are raising our frequency. We are returning to the frequency of ourselves that has always been. We are returning to the frequencies of ourselves that volunteered to enter into this great experiment of being physical in a polarized reality. We have learned, and we are graduating. We are going home, and we are creating exactly how we do that. We are creating it not from our human selves that are separate, that are individual, that are limited. We are creating it through our multidimensional self, our multidimensional self who is alive and exists on every dimension and frequency of reality. And as we find that self within us, for we have downloaded it, we have found it, we have integrated it. As we walk that trail within ourselves, as we move within the frequencies that we are within ourselves, within complete unity with all of life, of planet Earth, of Gaia, our mother, we create our return. We become one with our return.